Suspicion confirmed. While patrolling the area, I was sure I'd sensed a familiar presence, so I came over to take a look. And if Miss Charlotte were to see you like this, I'm guessing she'd take 100 pictures and write up a report. Sword-wielding travelers, you'd make the front pages of every major newspaper. And there'd be crowds of Fontanian tourists flocking to your drink stand, causing gridlock on the streets of Mondstadt. Luckily for you, I turned down Miss Charlotte's request to accompany me here. And on that note, I'd like a caramel glaze. That look on your face tells me you have a lot of questions you want to ask. Calm and effortless. I'm shocked to learn you're a real pro at this sort of thing.
Your caramel blaze is ready. Try not to drink it all in one go.
It sure lives up to its name. The color reminds me of a raging fire, while that aroma... It's quite strong. I'm all right. I just need a little time to get used to it. As I recall, the last time I drank alcohol was at a wine tasting event that Navia invited me to last year. I only had a small sip of Sassica wine, and it was nowhere near as strong as this concoction of yours. From a purely rational perspective, alcohol can cause dizziness. But when Miss Farina saw me off at the docks, she mentioned that Mondstadt is the land of wine and poetry. Since I'm here, I thought I should at least try the local specialties. In fact, Captain Eula, whom I sparred with earlier, she even gifted me a bottle of Romaritime flower fruit extract, which is no longer produced in Fontaine, and can now own. Out of the utmost respect for her skills, I feel compelled to deepen my knowledge of Mondstadt's wines. I truly appreciate all the trouble you're... Huh? Does that mean she's already finished her commission? Once I return to Fontaine, perhaps I can let Sigewinne know that I'd be happy. I'm not sure I'd say that. On my way to Mondstadt, we happened to take the same boat. Naturally, we got to chat. I've often heard Sigewinne praise her work. After conversing with her on the journey over, I must say, she is indeed a rare and refined individual. She's gentle and composed, yet keeps others at a distance. Perhaps it's due to her profession. I find this approach ideal. It allows one to maintain a lasting sense of inner peace. Oh, thank you, but there's really no need to set anything up. Our work rarely intersects, and our social circles hardly make for a... Best to just let things take... When I'm working, I often drink coffee. But with meals, I prefer a lighter tasting drink. Since I eat a lot of meat, the slight acidity of the juice helps balance out the greasiness. Over time, I've grown accustomed to the sour taste. After the swordsmanship exchange, the Knights of Favonius rather kindly treated me to some I had 8 different meat dishes, and all of them were excellent. The portions were huge, and only the highest quality cuts were... Of course, there was still room for improvement. When catering to tourists, the sticky honey roast and pile 'em up might benefit from a slightly lighter sauce. I've certainly tried all the red meat dishes. I think I've had enough calories to sustain 3 days. To be honest, I can still taste the grease. I've seen a little. I took a stroll around the city the first day I got here. Navia's done some rather extensive research on this place. Many of the scenes and illustrations for the tabletop... However, the way she describes the atmosphere in her world building is quite different from the real Mondstadt. The deepest impression I've got since arriving here is one of swords and shield. Perhaps because I've mostly just visited the Black... Recently, the newer weapons and armor produced in Mondstadt have been created using a completely different heat treatment process from those in Fontaine. With a high... While this has slightly reduced their overall toughness, their impact resistance has greatly improved. These newer weapons give off a smell like overbrewed coffee. Perhaps it's because that scent gave me such a positive first impression. You see, Fontaine's signature over time, the faint fragrance becomes overly sweet. And for some reason, it makes my teeth feel funny. I don't imagine the scent of Mondstadt's swords and shields would cause the same level of irritation. Of course, there is a solution to this. The next time you find yourself in Fontaine, there's another protective agent I can recommend. One that's as neutral. If you also dislike being bombarded with sweetness, this protective agent should... Indeed it is. The knights codenamed Hazelnut 3 and Hazelnut 5 gave me this crest. They told me the design has only just been finalized. Apparently it's only presented to important guests. They said they're making a badge for you, too. but it hasn't been. You're not wrong. I guess it's similar to how but I'm certain you'll get to know them in time. They're clearly seasoned veterans, even though they work After handling my affairs, they headed to the tavern for a gathering, saying they wanted to continue last night's duel and determine drinking barrels of beer the night before, yet being able to work with clear minds the next day. Whew. So what you're saying is, while Mondstadters may seem carefree, are you already planning the details of our... Based on my previous experiences with alcohol, I'd guess my tolerance is similar. So when the time comes, All right. I'll make sure I'm mentally... Even if it's still...
All right, this new creation is called Leisure Time Lightning. A cocktail made exclusively for champion duelists. Enjoy!
Have you added fruit? There's a subtle saltiness that combines well with the tartness of the fruit and the sweetness of the caramel. The color of the wine also fits well with the name, and the lightning imagery contrasts with the fiery nature of the caramel glaze. But where does the leisure time part come in? I see. That certainly matches the impression this cocktail gives me. Its unique aroma and taste will hold a special place in my memories of Mondstadt. Do you think, if the chance were to present itself, you'd be interested in mixing drink mostly for Navia and Miss Farina's sake? Though obviously I'd be more than happy to try more of your masterpieces myself. I understand. I won't try to strong-arm you. In any case, thanks to you, whether I'm summarizing the key lessons from my exchange with Miss Eula